Are you familiar with what's going on with Bruce Willis? Man, it's so sad.
Very, very sad. Very sad. Yes, I'm familiar.
Let's take a
Very-
look at this, man. Let's take a
Yeah.
look at this.
Does he know what's going on? Is that something that he is aware of?
Hard to know. It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we know is
Rat at it.
In 2022, Emma Hemming shared her thoughts and experiences related to Bruce Willis's frontotemporal dementia, FTD diagnosis. In a personal essay, she emphasized the value of community, awareness, and research in navigating this disorder. She expressed feelings of guilt associated with having resources and time for self-care that other caregivers might not have, recognizing the untold stories.
He hasn't been the same since. And I bring up Bruce Willis because he's another one of my wife's favorites. Because her and pretty much anyone that likes Die Hard are still to this day calling it a damn Christmas movie. It ain't no Christmas movie. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. But to those that do, because I feel some kind of way about Bruce Willis, I will let y'all have that tonight. But Monique, what are your thoughts on what's going on with Bruce Willis? Did you like his work? Are you a fan? How are you feeling about what's going on with the guy?
Yeah, I like his work. I haven't watched all his movies, but I've watched enough to know his work, his craft, and everything. So he's definitely a legend. It's heartbreaking. I thought he was actually too young to be diagnosed with dementia, but I guess what I've learned when it comes to the medical field lately in recent years, with various illnesses, people are getting diagnosed younger and younger. And I really feel like not just dementia, it's across the board with several things, men and women. And I think that the powers that be need to really like reevaluate and maybe make some changes on as far as what age people get checked out for certain things and get tested for certain things, because I feel like if you're seeing in the last 5 to 10 years, younger people are getting diagnosed with X, Y, and Z, some type of change or research or something should be done. Because in my opinion, let me Google his age real quick because I want to know.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah. 68. Okay, so he's 68. Like almost 70.
Yeah.
I have to do my research, but it just still feels kind of young to me. For dementia. I don't know.
Nah,
that's up there. I mean, that's when it happens typically.
That's close. That's close.
I mean, my grandmother has dementia, but she's in her 90s.
My grandma just basically died from complications with dementia, and she was in her 80s. And the thing about a lot of these issues is that, especially for men, we tend to buck the system and not want to go get checked out. And I'm not saying that's what happened to Bruce Willis, so don't think that I'm saying that's what happened to him. But historically, us men do not like going to the doctor to get checked out. Not at all. We got to start being the provocateurs of our own health. We got to take that into our own hands, because if you wait for the powers to be that do it, one thing we know that motivates them is money. And nobody in America wants to break this spinning wheel of capitalism, no matter how crony and crooked and bad it is for the public. They don't want to break it. A lot of the foods and things that we consume is illegal to consume in Europe.
Yep.
You know, carcinogens, certain diet sodas, the way we get organic food, the way you manufacture meat, all these things that have shown that over time they can cause these different diseases. They say in Europe, they say hell to the nah. In America, we say hell to the yeah. Take it to the South. You know, take it on down to the South and let them rednecks deal with it. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But at the end of the day, you do, as an individual, when it comes to picking what goes in your body, have some choice. Now, going to the doctor, depending upon your health insurance and that type of thing, that can be a little bit different. But if you do enough research, there's usually in most major metropolitan areas, good, clean decent community clinics that you can go get seen in that'll cost you maybe $20, something like
It's
that.
so important to get checked out and go for your yearly checkups. And just, I gotta also take better care of my health too. So it's definitely, it's sad. Like, I just feel like he still has so much life left in him, and I just hate to see him almost deteriorate a little bit. It's like he's probably never gonna act again, and it's like that's really crazy to think. Like, we're never really gonna see him on screen again. Like, it's just heartbreaking.
And it's frustrating to me because I haven't heard hardly any bad press about him, and I'm sure there is.
Mm-hmm.
So, chat, if there's some bad press about him that I haven't heard, let me know. But for the most part, the things I've heard him doing off the camera were all great things for society.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just he was about that life. He was about equality. He was about helping the next man up. He really wasn't even an action star, Monique. He started out a comedian.
No.
Bruce Willis
I didn't know that.
Doing comedy, and then just got called up to do Die Hard, and next thing you know, he's an action star. And it got so big with him, Japanese filmmakers would literally pay him $1 million to come and be on set like 5 minutes, film him for 5 minutes so they can put his name on the poster, because he would sell out Asia.
Wow.
$1 million for 5 minutes of work just to put your name on the poster because you was that big of a star. That's Bruce Willis.
That's crazy.
And then the other thing that bothers me a little bit when I see this, I feel like all the stars from my childhood are kicking the bucket or getting really, really sick, and it just reminds me of how old I'm getting.
Ooh, that's real.
Yeah. And it hurts my childhood too. Like,
Yeah.
I hate it when I see my stars, because I had a chance to meet Michael J. Fox at Sundance last January.
Wow.
He's going through his disease issues, but you know what?
Years.
He was telling me, like, bro, I'm not letting it stop me until it officially puts me down. I'm gonna keep on swinging.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been battling it for a while, long time.
Definitely.